Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Investor More, and this is our skate park flip, but we're not talking about that today. We're talking about the roof. So, we've seen a huge increase in the costs of roofs lately, and we wanted to see if we could do it a lot cheaper using our own guys, buying materials directly, and see what the difference was on a garage. Just a garage, not a house. And the reason we did that is because it's just a garage. It's not as important as the house, and the garage needed a roof, and the house did not. So we'll kind of show you the before, after, how it worked out in the numbers on what it ended up costing us. And then we have another house that we need to do a roof on as well, and we'll show you the bid and try and figure out what our plan is for that as well. So here's the roof. After it was all said and done, it looks pretty good. There might be some dips in the structure itself, but the garage bid wasn't including that either, the actual roofer bid, so we'll see how that works. Now, we're in Colorado, which is important too, because there are no licensed roofers in Colorado. There's no roofing license, there's no general contracting license in Colorado, but each city, county may still require a license in that city or county. So it can be a little tricky figuring out exactly what's needed or not needed. So always check with your state, local areas, what you need to do, how you need to do it as far as the legality of it. Colorado's a little funky. But because of that, we could have our own guys do some of this work that maybe in other areas you couldn't do because you need to be licensed, all that stuff for roofing. So there's the roof beforehand. It did need decking and shingles, but it's also kind of a simple roof because it's a low slope and there's no vents, no extras there, nothing too crazy. And yeah, there's the remnants of the old skate park, which we took out and made into a nicer backyard. This is a crazy house. We'll try and include the video, maybe the before video of this one. It is for sale now, and you can see how beautiful it was. So here are the numbers on that garage. This is the initial bid we got, which was $6,600. I think it was about 800 square feet of shingles we actually ended up using. This is what we used to pay for a full house a few years ago, but stuff has gotten very expensive. And it's not just because roofers have gotten expensive, it's a lot of its materials. Asphalt prices have gone crazy in their asphalt shingles, and that's one of the biggest increases in costs in roofs. Of course, labor's gone up. There's a lot of different reasons. Decking's gone up if you've got to do that. Lumber's gone up. So everything gets more and more expensive. So we saw this bid and we thought, let's see how cheap we can do it, if it's worth it for us to do it or not. Maybe I'll start a roofing company. I say that jokingly, but we thought we'd look into it. So we did end up doing it ourselves. We got our materials from Home Depot. The thing I don't know exactly what grade of shingle we got, but we ended up spending $2,000 on materials for decking, shingles, even tools, because we had to buy some more tools to do it as well. Then we had $500 in dumpster fees, and we had about $1,500 in labor. 2 guys were able to do it over a couple days, maybe a little bit longer, and we gave them some bonuses as well because they'd never done it. It's kind of beyond their normal scope of work. So overall, we spent about $4,000 on the roof. So we saved money. We saved quite a bit. But like I said, this was a pretty simple garage. So doing a house roof could be much different, much more complicated. Not sure if we'd ever want to do that or not. This is also a very low slope, single story roof. Whereas, you might have some 2-story roofs, high pitched roofs that are much more dangerous, bring into play a lot of different factors. So yes, we could save money. And I'm not saying the roofing companies are crazy for their estimate, because they've got to make money too. They've got overhead, they've got costs, profit margins, all of that. That's how business works. So it did save us money. It wasn't like a crazy amount that I want to go start a roofing company or anything like that, but it was interesting to see. Now, here is a house that we also need a new roof on, and we'll show you the bid for that. This is a flip we're working on. It's got some sprinkler issues we're trying to sort out, but anyway, it needs a roof. It also needs decking, which makes it more expensive. And decking is basically, it needs plywood, underneath the shingles because what's there is bad, or maybe it's got just slats that have too much space between them. Who knows? And roof bids can vary significantly based on how many layers of shingles there are, condition, what all needs to be done, and they can also vary significantly between companies too. So I've been doing this 20 some years, even working, the very beginning. The process is you kind of find a small, newer roofer. They have real affordable prices. They do a good job. People see they do a good job. The roofer gets more and more expensive, and they get bigger, have more overhead, prices go up. Then we try and find another smaller, affordable roofer, and that process just keeps going over and over again. And again, I have no problem with roofers making money. I have no problem with them raising their prices if people will pay it. But I still want to pay the lowest, most affordable prices I can. And us finding new roofers and more affordable roofers works out in the end. And we've also had some roofers who quit on us. Our last roofer was really, really good. Decided to stop doing roofs and is doing something else. So that's made it tricky too. So the bid on this one was $12,645, which is, it's not that much bigger of a roof. It's a little bit bigger. It's a house, but not just a garage. But you've got vents, you've got pipe boots, you've got flashing, shingles, tear off, decking. So again, I don't think this bid is outrageous or crazy, but I'm really curious to know what we could do it for. The thing is, it's a house roof. You want to make sure it's done, perfect. You want to warranty it for the new buyers if there's ever any issues or problems. And so I don't want to do this roof with my guys. We are getting another bid from another roofer to see how close it comes in, and we'll check on that. So, maybe we could do this for $8,000. Maybe not. Maybe it's $10,000. Maybe it saves us a couple $1,000s. Honestly, it's probably not worth us doing it to save a couple $1,000. If we could do, save $6,000, sure, it might be worth it, especially if we're doing 10, 15 roofs a year. But then we're also taking our guys off other work they could be doing. There's just so many things to think about with doing this type of work. So we'll see what the other bid is. If we got a bid from, some of the bigger companies, they're more established, we might be paying $15,000 to $18,000 for this roof. So they can be all over the place. So I would tell people, don't be afraid to shop around, get different bids. If you have had a house for a while that needs a new roof, make sure it doesn't have hail damage. Your insurance won't pay for part of it. In Colorado, we have tons of hail, and if you've had a roof a while, it's probably got hail damage, and your insurance company will probably help pay for a new roof. So there's all types of things to consider with roofs, and we probably won't start a roofing company. There's a lot that goes into it with safety and regulations and all of that. But I was curious to see what we could do that garage for, and now my curiosity is solved, or that's the wrong word, but I think you guys understand it. Of course, we'll have an update on this flip. It's getting closer. We're waiting for the kitchen to come in. The rest of it is mostly done. We've got other flips we're working on. We'll have updates on those. And, of course, we'll have updates on the laundromats and liquor store and commercial properties and rentals and all that stuff as well. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think.